officially had to downgrade to a size large from an XL. You guys remember when Alpha sent me all those camo shirts and tops and tanks? Well, they're all in XL because that's been my normal size with tighter fitting things. I had them send me all of the same stuff in large now because I'm officially a large. Though I will say, I can still fit in an XL with all of their tight t-shirts, like their classic style fitted stuff. Their camo is a little bit more regular fit, but yeah, that is the update of the diet. Back to a size large. So next week I'm going to Albuquerque, New Mexico for the Legion Iron grand opening, right? That's Masthetics' new gym, Legion Iron. Me, Christian Guzman, Max Tuning, Teron Beckham, we're all gonna go out there for a big ass lifting event. Now, you know if it's up to Max and Masthetics, they'll be deadlifting. Problem is, I am so unpeaked for anything strength-wise. I have not touched the deadlift. My deadlift is in the trash right now. I got nothing in me on it. What I'm trying to do is keep my bench press at least a little warm. I just finished peaking for the bench, so I'm not gonna be my strongest with that either. I'm trying to at least keep that one warm and hope that Guzman might want to bench since he can't deadlift, and I'll definitely jump in the bench with him. And then if I can just move some decent amount of weight, I'll be fine. But I'm so unpeaked, all of my lifts are gonna be in the garbage can. Come on. Tight. Big air, easy, one on the leg. Right up. Beautiful. Good. So I want to make two things abundantly clear here. One, I'm aware I need to get my back on the bench. Gonna injure myself, not a real rep. Probably could only max out 135 if I did it with a flat back. Fully understood, not a real bench presser. Two, I also understand that you're supposed to keep these lights out of the shot. But we just kind of set these up today to see if they worked, and then we didn't really bother arranging them anywhere specific. We weren't planning on shooting with them today, so we're just kind of rolling with the extra lighting. But I do plan on using them. A third bonus tip here is download my bench press ebook in the info box below if you want to build up your bench, or if you're stuck at a certain weight. Even if you're a flat-backed bench presser, I designed it for you as well. The Ani brand shoes I use for deadlifting, super flat, super thin soles, 4mm thin, that's thinner than a wrestling shoe. I use those for standing overhead press too, just because you don't want the squishy soles of a sneaker between your feet and the floor when you're trying to drive weight above you, because you're also driving that same weight and pressure right into the floor beneath you. So flat sole shoes. Link for the Anis is in the info box below. Another cool technique that I actually got from, I think it was Mark Ribito with the overhead presses. The normal grip is like this, right? Bar's kind of like in the center high part of your palm. Well, with the overhead press, find your grip width and then pivot your hands inward like that and grip it like that. And that way the bar is sitting now like on the lower base of your palm, and it allows you to drive from your forearm right into the bar better. And it kind of, the screwing motion of your hands kind of allows for a little bit better torque in my opinion. You can sit on your lats a little bit better because now your arms are inward, and I just feel a lot more power being generated that way. And in that ebook, I actually get into sort of a variation of this grip that I use that works for the bench press.
Okay, so waist 1 month ago we were at 33.5. 32.
32.
So that is down.
Waist is down 1.5 inches.
Arm flexed. It was 17. Flex it hard. Ooh, 17 and a half.
17 and a half. I started training arms again, is basically what it was. I wasn't training when I was powerlifting.
That was a 25, my dude. Quad is up 1/2 inch.
My quad just cracked up so bad. Quads are up 1/2 inch. I told you I wasn't training them. Ariana called me on it and made me start training them again, and we blew them back up. Oh, I got such a bad cramp.
50.5.
50.5. 50? So they stayed the same?
No, it went down 1/2 inch.
It went down 1/2 inch, okay. So shoulders went down 1/2 inch in measurement. I got excited for a second. But they look like they're popping more, which is good. It's that illusion. You start losing the body fat around the shoulder areas and they begin popping more, which is awesome. I've been hammering away at them. Hey, heads up guys. This gym is a private gym, but we're actually accepting members right now. So it's $30 a month and it's 24-hour access. You get your own key and everything. And it has multiple monolifts. It has a legitimate competition bench, actually 2, a deadlift platform. I mean, the works. It's everything you need. So if you guys are in the Rhode Island area, this is in West Warwick, Rhode Island. How do they get? Just come here?
Yeah, you can pop in, or you can reach out to me on Facebook or Instagram or something, and we'll get you in here. There is a vetting process for members. You got to be an experienced lifter because, again, you know, could be in here when I'm not here. We're also trying to take on one more trainer too. So if anyone's local and a personal trainer, rent's very cheap. So just let me know.
Hell yeah, I'll be here. Come train. Okay, question of the video time. As always, I select one question from the comment section of every single YouTube video and I answer it in the following YouTube video. So here we go. This is the best question I found from the last video. And as always, leave your question for the next video in the comments below. And if you like somebody's question and want to see me answer it, just upvote their comment. And as always, smash the like button for me if you enjoy these videos. Thanks. So this one's from Chris Green. Does it work for you to suck in air into your chest as opposed to your belly? Your shoulders really rise up when you suck in air. Just wondering. He's referring to my squat. In that last video I showed the 500-pound squat, and he's basically asking why I choose to shrug the barbell up off my shoulders like this before I brace for a squat. So just let me walk out a big squat and I'll go, and then I'll squat. First things first, if you're doing any sort of strength training, you want to do what's called the Valsalva maneuver, which is where you take in air, which always goes into your lungs, by the way. The cues breathe into your belly are great cues and they're effective, but I think sometimes people forget that air always just goes into your lungs. I feel like sometimes people take that way too literally. So you take in air into your lungs, and then using that air as pressure, you then punch your abdominal wall outward. And you use that air to hold that pressure out there. As if you're waiting for someone to punch you in the stomach, like you're bracing to get some punches to the gut. You're trying to make that pregnant belly and get hit at the same time. And if you're wearing a belt, try to picture breaking that belt off of you with your stomach by pushing it apart. That's the Valsalva maneuver, and that keeps you nice and rigid in the core. All that pressure is gonna make it so your back's not gonna bend or wobble or wiggle at all. No flexion to the spine, no injury, no looseness, and you can generate power straight from the floor into the weights. And you use it on every exercise. The opposite of that would be breathing up high into your chest or shoulders. That's the most common way to breathe. Just look at anybody who's ever winded, you see them shoulders moving up and down. You don't wanna brace up here when you have weight, because that leaves all down here loose and empty, and your back can move around then. That's not keeping you tight when you lift, so you don't want to do that. So I get it all the time. People see me do the shrug before I brace, and they think that's all I'm breathing into, just up top, and then I'm squatting loose in the core, and they ask why I'm doing that. That's not the case at all. So first and foremost, let me show you what I'm actually doing before I get into why I'm doing it. I do start off by bracing right into the gut from the very lift off here. So, right? Then another big breath of air. So this is when I raise up and then back down as I punch into the gut. What I'm doing here is I found when I do high bar squatting, I don't have this issue. But with low bar squatting, the bar is so low onto my upper back, it puts pressure on my back. And it makes it hard for me to breathe in, honestly. It puts a lot of pressure right into that perfect spot on my back where I feel like I cannot get enough air in because of the pressure bearing down on me. So what I do is I use my shoulders, my upper back muscles to just basically lift the bar up off of me, alleviating pressure so I can take in more air. And then I punch my gut out. And as I punch my gut out, I bring my shoulders back down into position and I cock my elbows forward, locking my lats in too. So my lats and back are nice and rigid now, on top of my core being fully braced. So I'm not keeping the air up top. I'm bracing into the stomach. I just lift the bar up quickly so I can get the biggest air in possible, because I personally found I can even feel the difference here with 135, and my narrow grip might have something to do with it too, because it puts extra pressure on my back. But if I just keep it in a low position and then try to inhale, I can't take in as much air as if I take the pressure off and then. That's what I'm actually doing. I am Valsalva maneuvering 112%. I am breathing into my stomach 100%. I'm not keeping anything up high, and I'm even cranking my lats into a packed position after the initial inhale too, so my back's extra rigid. So everything is being braced. The initial shrug is just to help take the pressure off me so I get more air in. Now this may not be an issue to a lot of people. I haven't heard many people complain about it, so it just could be the way I'm built. But I've tried 100 different times to stop doing the shrug, and it never works as well. I just simply can't breathe as well underneath that weight. Now, ideally, you do want to avoid doing this. With lifting, you don't want any extra movement. Extra movement can leak power. You want to stay tight. But for me, I've done this for so long that it's just not an issue for me to stay really, really tight while still doing that initial breathing motion. And I got that actually from a couple of other elite lifters who also do it, like Sean Noriega and Brett Gibbs. So if you can practice not doing it, that's what I recommend, but that's the reason I do it, and I'm still bracing 112% into my gut. I can just take in better air when I do it that way.